video is a 10-minute video on how to get your hips opened up a little bit more. Hi, my name is Jessie, and we are going to start off by doing double pigeon pose. This can be a little intense, but it will do the trick. So we want to start off by bringing our right leg under us, stack that left leg on top. Next, you want to make sure that your shin is lined up with the long edge of the mat. We're going to flex the feet and really make sure that you're pulling your toes in towards your shin. Make sure that the shin is lined up with the long edge of the mat, and we're just going to walk our hands forward a little bit at a time. If this doesn't work for you, you can sit cross-legged and walk your hands forward that way, just gently folding forward over your legs. Just sink into the pose. Maybe see if you can fold a little bit further into the pose. And then fold forward over the foot that's on top, and you'll really be feeling it in your hip flexors over here, and that's fine. That's what we're going for, right? Just sink into the pose, releasing into it. Relax into it. Relax and release. Good job. Come back up, switch. Bring that left leg on the bottom, stack the right leg on top. You want to have a triangle here in the center. Line your shins up and make sure that this right foot is directly on top of the knee. Fold forward. See if you can sink into the pose. If it's helpful, you can walk your hands out a little bit further. Just walk your hands forward, sink into the pose. Maybe if you want, on your in-breath, come up a little bit, exhale, fold forward. Come back up, see if you can sink a little further into the pose, relaxing and releasing into it. You might feel yourself tightening up over here on this right side a little bit. Just try really hard to release into the pose. And then walk your hands off to the left. Just fold forward over that right foot. Come back up on your in-breath, exhale, relax and release. Good job. Come back to center. Slowly, gently come to bound angle pose. Bringing the soles of the feet together, engage your glutes. Maybe open your feet up like a book. Push your heels together, engage your glutes. Let this be what opens your knees up. Well done. Just make your way onto your hands and knees. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're going to step the right foot forward and just sink the hips into the floor, walk the hands back, activate this right leg, and really work to fold forward over the leg. Reach through the ball of the big toe, the inner heel, as you pull the pinky toe back towards you, just folding forward over that right leg. Walk your hands forward, come back, fold forward over that right leg. Walk your hands forward, see if you can sink a little deeper into the pose, and then walk your hands back. Folding forward over that right leg, make sure this left knee and hip are in alignment, just sinking into the pose, keeping that right foot active, and then walk your hands forward. Walk that right foot out to the side, bring your hands to the instep, and then just make your way into a lizard lunge. Maybe bend your arms slightly to sink down into the pose. See if you can come down to your forearms. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. No pressure here. And then just slowly come back up. Walk that foot across the front and go into pigeon pose. Have that back leg back behind you. We're going to start off by making it a little more active. So we're going to activate the shin on the right leg. Just push the shin into the floor. Engage your quadricep muscle on this left leg. And then just lift yourself up. Maybe bring your arms up. Just breathe. Bring your arms back down. Bend the left leg and then just reach back behind you. Hook the foot with the hand. If you need to, turn the opposite way. Just turn to the left. Pulling that leg in towards you. Release, and then just let yourself sink into the pose. Just relax and release. You want to keep your hips lined up with the short side of the mat. We don't want to drop the hip down to the ground. Walk your hands back up, bring that right leg back, and then just step the left foot forward. Going into a kneeling lunge on the left side. Just take this opportunity to let your hips sink into the pose. Maybe move that right leg back a little bit more. Walk the hands back, stretch out the left leg, just fold forward over that leg. Activate the ball of the big toe, the inner heel, as you pull the pinky toes back towards you. Again, come forward, and then just walk your hands back, folding forward over that. Simply seam if you a little bit further forward. Come forward, and then walk your hands back. Come forward, and then walk that right foot out, the sole of the foot up off of the mat, and sink down into the pose. So just begin by gently bending your arms. See how far down you can come, and if you're comfortable with it, you can come down onto the mat. Just relax and release into the pose. And then slowly straighten your arms. Just walk that left foot in front of you. Cross it. You want to work to get this heel lined up with this hip crease here. We're going to push the shin into the floor, activate your quadricep muscle on the right leg, and then just slowly lift yourself up. Bring the arms up. Just breathe. Drop the arms down, bend the right leg to the right, and then just pull that leg into the chest. See if you can sink down into the floor just a little bit more. And release that right leg back to the mat. Your arms in front of you. Cross your arms and rest your forehead on your forearms, just allowing your hips to release towards the floor, but still keeping your hips lined up with the short side of the mat. Walk your hands back up, back to full seated position. Cross your legs, hands on the knees, and we're going to do some circles with the chest. Just come forward to the side, around and back, making them as large as you can. 3, 5 in each direction. 4 and 5. Reverse. Forward, back into the side. Very nice. We're going to come to the back of the mat and step the legs out far as you can get them. Reach the heels into the ground, point the toes up, and first we're going to reach towards the right toes. Just really fold forward, try and actively fold forward over that leg, and then go to the left. Again, 2, 3, go to the right, 2, and go to the left. Go to the right, and go to the left. Back to a seated position. Cross the right arm in front of you, and then bring the left arm up. Just reach to the side, switch, cross the left arm in front of you, bring the right arm up, and reach into the side. Just lean into it. Again, cross the right arm, bring the left arm up, leaning into the side. Switch, cross the left arm in front of you, bring the right arm up. Again, just switch sides. One more time. Bring the right arm up and come back to center. Grab the backs of the knees, lift them up, and bring the heels together. Wrap your hands around the toes, push the heels together, and engage your glutes. Let this be the action that pushes your knees towards the floor. And then you can just flutter your legs like a butterfly if you want. Go ahead and cross your legs, but cross them the opposite way of what you normally do, breaking up some of those old patterns that you have ingrained. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please check me out on Instagram and check out my website as well. And until next time, may love and light be yours. Namaste.